just saw someone zoom past before. I thought that was fun.
Oh yeah, they're tearing up and down the river like every weekend. Who's this?
Does it wake you up?
No, the rowers are waking up. Look at these guys.
Oh,
Tearing it. Absolutely tearing it.
that's good. I don't really understand jet skis. Like, cruising around. What are they doing?
Well, that's it. They're just cruising. Like the jet ski is just for the thing of moving fast, right?
To go somewhere?
No, I don't think there's any destination. I just think it's just. I think they just got to go.
Yeah.
They just got to be fast for a little bit.
You're gonna do a jump or something?
Well, I don't see them doing any jumps, but there might be like ramps up river or down river maybe. But I don't see any ramps in front of me, so I don't see any tricks. Unlike those, have you seen those really agile jet skis with like they bounce off the wakes
Yeah, that looks fun.
and they just flip?
do some tricks.
Yeah. I imagine they're the kind of people to be quite frustrated on land. If that's your hobby is to go fast on water, imagine like they just once they're on land they must be in such a bad mood, you know? Just grumbling around, just waiting for the weekend. I can't wait till I get back on the river and we get to go fast again.
Some petrol.
Right? It's I think the last time that I opened the Brownsnake to a discussion of jet skis was only a couple episodes ago with Nick Addenbrook. You don't know Nick Addenbrook, but people do like to. They are like a curious thing to watch, the old jet ski.
You must get a lot of jet skis cruising past here.
Yeah, from probably about 8:45, I think, is the earliest I've clocked a jet ski coming down the river of a morning.
Oh, it's a bit rude, isn't it?
Well, I was already up. It's the rowers who are rude.
The rowers. I can't imagine rowing's very noisy.
Well, yeah, because they shout.
Ah.
They're just constantly like, alright. You know? I don't know what they're saying. They're like,
What's the guy on the back of the rowboat called? The one that just yells orders at everyone?
Yeah, him.
Cox or something. Coxswain.
Coxswain?
Coxswain, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, so they're the noisy ones. They're the ones who will wake you up.
Just the fact that they have a dedicated position of a person whose job is just to yell.
Yeah, right? Just like they even give him like a megaphone or something as well. Like he's given like a certain amount of
Because the rowing club, the uni rowing club, is just down the road, isn't it?
yeah, like you can see it. Like if you can squeeze, you can just see it on one of the bends as it goes back towards West End. It's just down here. You'll see them like those funny little trails of people that walk up the bow ramps, holding the row. The row. What's it called?
Oars?
The boat.
The boat?
The
Oh, well, you'll be able to yell right back at them now when you're down on your jetty fishing away.
That's right. We now have the handrail. I can now. Maybe I could latch on to
You're gonna go fishing for
a rower.
for coxswains.
Yeah, could latch onto one and then maybe pull him off the boat, and I'll assume his position and be a much more peaceful coxswain. I won't be shouting. I'll be like, yeah, come on, yeah, cool, just keep on. Yeah, cool, keep on.
You'll have to just derail the boat as well, steer it right close to shore so that I can swim over and then push someone else off.
Yeah, sure, I can meet you further downriver if you want, and you
can commandeer the whole thing.
I'll just kick the person off in front of me.
Yeah. And one by one, we'll just displace the rowers.
We'll overtake the rowing clubs, the sailing clubs, what are the? I don't know these places at all. Obviously, I'm talking well beyond myself. What's a row club? Is it a row club?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Skippers club? Fuck, I don't know.
Really haven't done much boating.
I haven't done much.
Neither have I.
Well, it's only the beginning. Now that I have the handline, I can now catch myself a rower. I go rowing and slowly ingratiate myself in the rowing community. At which point, I'll just flip the table on them and I'll just own it. I'll just become a rowing dictator. maybe, I don't know. Lord of the oceans, Lord of the rivers.
Every good rowboat needs a benevolent dictator.
Yeah, I'd totally be a benevolent dictator. All I would ask is that they just keep quiet every morning as they row. They should row, just not noisily.
So that's why you had the handrail transported halfway across the country. They must have.
Yeah, just
to get some peace and quiet.
Just to get a better sleep of a morning. Yeah, definitely. You know, the best. I was going to say the best laid plans of mice and men, but I will succeed. Yeah, you got to be patient. You got to be patient in enacting your grand plans for domination.
Oh, absolutely.
Rome wasn't built in a day, and it wasn't brought down in a day either. So I will become River Lord. I will. I've been plotting here from my evil lair above the river, planning my domination, my sweet domination of the river.
Soon you'll have minions to hook the coxswains, and you'll have a whole fleet of rowboats.
All those young, impressionable rowers. Like sometimes when I'm down on Joe's jetty, I'll see like teenagers learning, like 13, 14-year-olds learning to row. And they, so surely they're minds for moulding there. I can tell them how, convince them of the great anti-coxswain movement that I'll, push forward on, and slowly build.
I don't really understand why would a 13-year-old get into rowing of all sports.
I think it's like a school thing. Like if you go to
the prestigious
like you're part of the rowing club, and it's like. Because I see like they totally like there's like you see the like 13-year-olds being trained by the 15-year-olds, and the 15-year-olds crews will come through and they'll be trained by the 18-year-olds, and the 18-year-old crews will come through and they're trained by some adult. And so there's some sort of social thing that's in leadership skills, and
it's a status symbol kind of thing.
Crew thing, yeah, it's definitely a status thing. I can't imagine those boats are cheap, right?
Yeah. Plus all the sheds have the best, waterfront property in the city. It's the best real estate around.
That's it. Right there on the river.
Somehow you've managed to get
I just slunk my way in here.
Right on the
settled down the river. Like, this is a nice place. Then I saw how exclusive and privileged it was for people to have a position on these rowboats, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to share it. I'm going to convince people from the outside to help me take over the river. You're now playing.
This is what this show's all about, isn't it?
It is.
Step one of your grand plan for
it's just about
Brownsnake domination.
Showing people the potential of river ownership, and then getting them on my side so that I own it. It's a highly manipulative endeavour.
You know what the end game is? You haven't won the river until you've commandeered one of those city cats.
Yes, yeah, definitely. They're the lords of the river. I'll be merely just it's a low level entry if you're on a man powered skip, right? Top of the food chain is definitely the river cat.
You need some good rowing power to keep up with one of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was talking to one of the drivers of one of those city cats. He was saying that on the early morning runs at sunrise, that he'd often see bullsharks jumping out of the river, just fully getting airborne and then splashing down, saying that they do it.
Airborne bullsharks.
Airborne bullsharks.
Oh, Jeremy Wright, welcome to the Brownsnake. I'm glad you contributed. They get airborne? Like, is that when they're attacking? Like they just...
Well, no. Apparently they do it because their skin's covered in mites or some sort of pests.
Right.
They do it to just slap their skin as hard as possible and try and dislodge all these critters that are clinging on.
I wonder how successful they are. If they do it regularly, it must be quite successful. Or just maybe it's just like slapping yourself to ease an itch.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. They don't really have fingernails that they can just scratch themselves.
Exactly,
right?
So they're itchy, they got parasites, and they're just like, man, need some relief. I'll just do a belly flop. You know when you sunburn, you don't directly scratch yourself, but you kind of pat your... right?
Yeah, well, you can't scratch it.
You can't scratch it, so you just got to pat it to kind of relieve the itch.
You don't really want to do a belly flop on that, though.
You don't want to do a belly flop on a sunburnt tummy, that's for sure. Bullsharks getting airborne. Man, that's going to be exciting.
Makes me kind of scared to go on a city cat in the morning because you never know when they're going to jump
Just
up,
launch into the boat
what
itself.
If, doing the Titanic move on the front of the city cat and you get cleaned up by a bullshark.
Yeah, have you ever seen those clips where like people will be in a canoe or a tinny or something, and there'll be like all those jumping fish, and like fish will jump out, and they'll catch them in the face or something. That real thick like slap sound. Fish are like, they're thick, and they go fast. So if you be like, a bullshark would concuss you.
Yeah.
Like, what do you reckon a bullshark weighs? 60 kilograms?
Well, no, they'd be bigger than me or you. You've got to be bigger than an average human, right? They get like 2 meters long, the big ones.
Do they?
I think so. Maybe the ones in the river are smaller though.
Well, don't all... No, sharks are they a type of mammal? They give birth to live young and they don't suckle, do they? Oh no, they lay eggs, don't they?
You're thinking of dolphins.
The dolphins. What? Sharks have eggs, don't they?
Yeah.
They're different fish, aren't they? And fish only grow to the size of their environment, right?
Yeah. Well, that's certainly true for fish tanks. I guess it's
Well, you got some limitations here in the. Maybe they'll just grow really long and thin, like the river. They won't necessarily grow wide. But 2 meters, that's a hell of a shark.
Gradual evolution into snakes.
Yeah. Into those. Yeah, I don't know.
So what else were you fishing for with your reel? I saw there's on.
I don't know what's in there to catch. Oh no, I do. Like I looked it up today. It's catfish, cod, trevally, bull sharks.
Cod's supposed to be pretty good to eat, right?
Look, I'm not that fussy.
Cod.
I'm not that fussy. I'll eat a passable fish covered in boat fuel for sure. What else? There's brim and plastic and
There's the occasional
logs, shopping trolleys.
Yeah, I think you'll be catching more logs and shopping trolleys than fish.
Yeah, I'm not a very active fisherman. It's more that I just, engage with chance just another bit, So I take a chance of, being struck by lightning or something, or being taken by a flying brown shark every time I go down to the jetty. So I may as well just add another element of chance in just dropping a line in, and not actually like you suggested when you delivered it. Like I could just drop a line constantly and just check it once every 24 hours to see if there's anything on there. That's the kind of fishing that's right up my alley, I think. So I don't expect to catch much, if anything at all, but just the idea that I'm opening up another option for chance to play a role in my life, then so be it. And who knows, maybe I'll catch a fish. Maybe I could have a Simpsons moment and catch like a 3-eyed thing and have my 15 seconds of fame because I'm the guy who caught the 3-eyed fish in the Brisbane River.
In this river, it's probably pretty likely, right?
Well, yeah, right. There's a lot of boat fuel, a lot of paint chips. So depending on what's paint made out of? Maybe an oil-based paint. Maybe it would be an oil-based acrylic.
Oh, I hope you don't get poisoned by eating any of them.
So I don't think I'll be eating anything up. Yeah. But bioaccumulation's a thing, so I'm probably. I do dip my feet in the river when I'm down there, in the jetty.
Yeah, what is it? Mercury poisoning.
Yeah.
Fish is the big thing around here. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of mercury seeping in through your feet when you dip them in the river.
Yeah, so I'm just soaking it up anyways, slowly but surely.
Add a fish on top of that, who knows what will happen.
Yeah, maybe I should try it and see what happens. I can provide answers. I'll just experiment on myself.
Where does all this mercury come from? Some guy disposing of all these thermometers in the river upstream.
Maybe. There might be like...
Get out of it, mate.
There used to be that animal husbandry, I was going to say factory, but laboratory down in Yeronga.
a laboratory.
Like an animal
experimenting on animals.
Yeah, I think
down
so.
the road.
I think so. Yeah, where they are. I don't know if it's there anymore. I think it's been torn down. But it's where the tennis centre is. There between Urunga and Urungpilly. And
it's not an abattoir.
no, it certainly wasn't an abattoir. It was husbandry. So there was some sort of experimentation going on. And you got to check the temperature of animals. So I imagine they may have dumped.
Oh yeah. That's where it's all come from.
That's where it's all come from. Very tenuous things, with very solid evidence from my mouth. Yeah, trust me.
It's got to be true.
It's got to be true.
It was said on the Brownsnake.
Yeah. Where else do you turn for all your information?
Well, it is on the internet now.
Internet
is the go-to information.
Yeah, it's the best place to source.
Superhighway,
Yeah, right. Best place to source your information is the internet.
Yeah.
Man, it was quite a bit gloomy on the Brownsnake before. Was it raining in Ascot?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Boring. It's much better here actually. There's a bit of blue over there.
Yeah, it kind of blew through this morning. I was like, we're going to have a real low-key Brownsnake today. But it's kind of clearing up. Maybe I'll point the camera into the river there for a little bit. Let people soak it up.
statue, ever so gently, driving that big truck through the back of his head.
Yeah, that's it. This is how it works. Yeah. So there's no. There's nothing official or professional about the Brownsnake. So I don't tell you and we're back. There's none of that. There's no. And we're gonna go to a song. I just cut you off with a song before. I was just yeah, cool. Let's just play a track. And that's how the Brownsnake rolls. You come in, you go out, you get to see the river, you see people sitting above the river. It's just,
Now all of our listeners have got a nice view of the river.
Exactly. Sharing the river, sharing the people. Sharing the absolute nonsense. Well, it's not all nonsense. You've been quite informative, but people are now
mostly nonsense. I think.
Well, people are now more wary of bullsharks. That's for sure. They will jump out at you and eat your face.
That's if they believe what I say.
You're a trustworthy guy. You've got to.
I don't know about that.
You're a doctor. Damn it, are you?
Yeah, I'm a doctor.
You're a doctor. You can treat the human body. You're a trustworthy guy.
Yeah, some might say.
Do you ever come into like a room and have the patient go like, yeah, look, no, I don't like the look of you. Can you not treat me? Can you not?
I've had a patient say, I don't like my doctors to have beards. Beards carry infections. Can you shave it off?
Oh, for real? Yeah, right.
And quite angry as well. This is
forceful.
This is in the private system, mind you.
Oh,
this kind of thing's a bit more normal.
Catered to the patient. Yeah, right.
So did my doctor to be in a tie and suit and have the best manners around. In the public system's a completely different story.
Yeah, just like, please help me. I'm bleeding.
I've been waiting for 6 hours.
6 hours and I've been bleeding. Please help me. Just make a tourniquet out of your beard, please.
No, so I have two different faces. One that I put on when I go to work, and then take it off when I leave.
Yeah, right.
It's just
your doctor face.
Complete personality. Everything
Change.
just has to go, serious me. I leave work, take it off.
Take it off. Just hang it up.
Just like another piece of clothing.
Like that your doctor's coat.
Yeah.
Do you have a big white coat?
No.
Do you rock scrubs instead?
Yeah, scrubs sometimes, depending on which department you're in. I'd like to have a coat. Yeah, bit of a status symbol, a coat.
Yeah, you should get yourself one. Then you can grow a beard back. Maybe the white coat is so much more.
Because scrubs look terrible. Like it's just pajamas.
Yeah, totally.
The nurses all have uniforms. Everyone else in the hospital has a uniform.
Except for you. You're in
Usually
scrubs.
Usually the patients are better dressed than most of the doctors. Scrubs are convenient though. You don't have to iron them. The hospital washes and sorts them all out for you.
Is there just like a big bin where you just dump your worn scrubs and pick up a fresh pair as you come in?
Next to it. You just put a clean pair on when you get
That's
there.
how I want my life to be.
Oh, it's very convenient. But then lots of the departments don't allow it.
What, scrubs?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. They just like their reputation. They like their staff to look respectable.
Right, which is a suit.
I don't know why the ED... So ED's typically the ones that they don't care. Wear whatever you want.
As long as you get the job done in the emergency department, right?
And that's it.
You don't want to be like thinking about, oh no, I might get blood on my cufflinks or something, Like, cool, let's wrap this bleeding person up.
Yeah. Nah, fortunately we don't have lots of people come in covered in blood. Most of the presentations to ED are very benign things, like I've got an ingrown toenail or my ear's blocked, can you unblock it?
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
these don't really strike me
maybe not most, but it's quite common.
Right. These don't strike me as emergencies.
No. Definitely not emergencies.
No, they're not. But they still turn up. Why? Is it because they just don't... Are they hypochondriacs? Are they like...
Well, I think it's just because GPs are often hard to find and not available after hours. And, and people have to pay a gap with the GP, whereas the ED is free.
Right, okay.
So
it's the system.
And then it's a bad system because eventually the government ends up paying either way, and they pay a lot more for an ED presentation than they do for a GP consult. Yeah. So it's not in the government's interest, but there's no financial incentives to make people go to the GP rather than the emergency department. So we get stuck with all these,
all
these very benign complaints. Sometimes you feel like they're saying, "What's your emergency?" when they present.
Help
kind of
me.
Puts it in perspective.
My toe hurts. Yeah, okay, but what's the emergency? Yeah. If only you could say things like that. Is there a part of you that kind of admires the grumpy doctors we see on TV then?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
What's the British one? Really, he's like an autistic guy. He's a doctor.
British autistic doctor.
There's a show about him. He's just very blunt and very, doesn't have a filter at all.
I don't really watch doctors.
No,
Let's name some doctors. House.
No.
What's the one with the blues intro? No, he's New York.
Anyway, he's very blunt, and he just tells it exactly how it is. He's quite funny. Before doing medicine, I was thinking, oh, this is crap. But then you watch him now, and you're just like, oh, sometimes I really feel like I could just
wish I could say that to
just
people.
say that to people without getting a lawsuit on my hands.
Shout out to all the doctors out there, and the nurses, and the janitors, for running hospitals. Man.
No, but fortunately at the moment I'm unemployed, or between jobs. It's probably a better way of putting it.
Between jobs. People hire personal doctors, right?
I think if you're, the Prince of Saudi Arabia, maybe. I don't think
that's who you need to be like sending resumes to, I think.
Yeah. Well, apparently you can get really good work in Dubai. There's any health professionals going over there. They're desperate for Western-trained health professionals, and they'll pay you through the roof. And you do like a year or two contract. And, it works out really well.
Take some money and get out again.
I don't think they have tax over there, so it kind of helps. Doc Martin, that's the one I was thinking of.
Doc Martin? Yeah, I never heard of him. Shout out to Doc Martin though. He's obviously. Is it a current show? I don't know.
I think I don't know.
Is it a free-to-air show?
I haven't really watched it more than once or twice, and it's usually because people show me a funny clip from it. And I'm like,
A doctor showing you these? Are your peers showing you this funny doctor?
Yeah.
Right. Do you have time to watch TV? Last time I talked to you, you're like, I'm doing like 12-hour days, and they're all at night, and so I just sleep all day and
yeah.
I didn't do anything else.
That was last year, but then I finished up my contract from last year, and I've been travelling in Japan for a month, and I've been unemployed for the last week, so
Japan.
it's quite nice.
What was your highlight of Japan?
Snow, definitely. It was something like Japan's snowiest winter in God knows how long. I don't know. The week we got there, we had a hire car, and every morning for about 3 or 4 days in a row, there was about 30 centimetres of snow on top of the car. It was
fresh 30.
Fresh 30, 3 days in a row. We got over a metre in 1 week.
Oh.
This is on Hokkaido.
Hokkaido, right.
Island. It was quite annoying at first having to shovel all this snow out of the way just to get the car out, but then it certainly paid off once you hit the slopes. It's amazing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Is it like, appreciate any physical work is going to get harder, as you exhaust yourself. But is snow really that hard to lift?
No, I'm being an absolute whinger. It was pretty easy, really. When you're really excited, and you're just like, oh yeah, it's going to be amazing. Look at all the snow, and you're ready to go, and then you try and move the car, and it doesn't move.
You can't go. You got to do your chores before you have fun.
Yeah.
Not everything can be fun.
That's what it was. It's a chore. Had to be done. It was worth it.
How long did it take?
Half an hour on the bad days. Still 5 or 10 minutes even on a good day.
Yeah, right.
The place we were staying at had a long driveway, see, so we had to kind of, and they didn't have anything other than just a shovel, so you just there shoveling away. What else? Japan was great. The food there was just unreal. Never had better food in my life.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And some people get a bit squeamish about raw fish, but it's amazing, and you just once you get over that kind of initial it's raw, you realise actually it tastes great.
Yeah, totally.
And the texture's much better,
Oh, love me some sashimi. Man, raw fish, tasty stuff. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna eat raw bull shark. I'm gonna catch one of them things. I'm gonna pull that out of the water, just slice it up right there in the bank. get in. Parasites
catfish.
and all.
It's
Catfish?
Brisbane River catfish.
Yeah,
is
yep.
a delicacy, right?
Yep.
You could open up a sashimi restaurant just up the road here.
Man, yeah, totally. Street stall on just the top of the house. There's
local produce here.
Yeah, there's plenty of backpackers that come through this area. There's like a bunch of Airbnbs up and down this bank.
All right.
So you see plenty of backpackers come through. And I'm just going to be there hawking like catfish, bull shark, street food. Street food, Brisbane style, Brownsnake style.
You know what I've always thought with Airbnb? You know, you can go to a place and stay in someone's house. It's like house sharing.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you do the same thing with food? You know?
Food share.
Just say, you know, put your dinner up for Airbnb dinner.
Huh, people come around and pay you.
People come around, yeah. Pay you $5 or something. Because I always find when you cook dinner, you always have enough for like a bunch of people, and if it's just you and your housemate or your partner or something, you've just got all this leftovers. I'm sure there's backpackers next door who would just love a good home cooked meal.
Right?
And then you could give ratings as well, right?
Totally,
Rate this
ratings.
meal.
And so you just nominate like in 2 hours time, I'm gonna have an extra 2 or 3 servings of beef stroganoff, and you know, people just book their plate.
Yeah.
And then they turn up. They can bid on it maybe, depending on your rating.
If you've got a 5-star, you know.
Yeah, you got a rating and you got a meal and you're like, I'm gonna go 3, but you know, you're gonna get like 15 heads. You know, people start bidding. Man, you want to patent that idea right now.
Oh, just
develop that app,
over
man.
The radio, damn.
You have just spoken live. The people are working on the algorithms right now.
Now the problem is that it'd have to start with me, and you know, I'd probably get a few customers, but then my ratings would start stacking up as 1 star. Like, what was this?
You're not selling anything.
What was gruel? You made me pay $5
$5
for gruel.
It's alright once, but you know, every week I'm gonna be bidding on gruel. But that gives me a little hope. If you're serving gruel, that means all those peasant bowls that I serve myself might get a look in.
The Brisbane River catfish.
Yeah, totally. I'm cutting myself already. All right, so I'm gonna rule the street food section. I was looking at Uber Eats last night. I was looking for some mac and cheese. I didn't have enough cheese to make a good mac and cheese, so I was looking for one on Uber Eats. No one on Uber Eats is selling mac and cheese, by the way.
Yeah,
Get your act together.
I can't think of any restaurant in Brisbane that would sell mac and cheese.
Oh yeah, right.
It's so good as well. What are they thinking?
Right? Good fast food, mac and cheese. Anyway, so then I was looking at how they categorize things. And so there is like a street food category and like comfort food category.
For Uber Eats.
Yeah. So it's not just but based in cultural groups or ethnicities or anything like that. There's actually like categories that are now like slang, I suppose. Slang categories or emotional categories. Comfort eating is an emotional thing. And it's not as appealing as sad food, is it? Sad food! Get your sad food here! Yeah.
You just have to admit to it before you click on that link, the sad food link.
Feeling sad today, I need some sad food. Comfort food, yeah, so I'd get underway with street food. Catfish, bull shark, hopefully a trevally, that would be fucking good.
Oh, that would be nice.
That would be exciting. I'm not catching a trevally with a handline though, that's for sure.
Oh, come on, it's a pretty big handline.
Thanks to the vote of confidence, I don't think that thing's gonna land me a trevally.
You could fight it in stages, you know, just hook it onto something and then go have a rest, come back a couple of hours later and haul at it again.
If I get a heavy enough line, I can just anchor it to the jetty. And it can just do laps up and down the river fighting just this concrete pillared thing.
Yeah, wait for it to wear itself
out. Just wear itself out. No, just wind. Oh my god.
I just assumed you were going to do that because you were going for bull sharks. Right? You just have a wire line.
Well, I was
jetty.
determined to use my own physical strength. Like it was. What is like what's his name? Ahab. Like Ahab, it was all him versus the whale, right? So it's going to be me versus the bull shark. But now I can just totally excuse myself now that you've come and brought the more efficient way to do it. I don't have to be Ahab. I can be someone else from Moby Dick that just benefited from all the hassle that the other guys did.
I don't know, using your own strength when you don't have to.
Yeah, totally.
That's why civilization got to where it is, right? We gave up on ploughing the fields ourselves, and we got donkeys to do it.
Donkeys.
And now tractors.
Yeah, I should just let the pillar do the fishing for me. I like it. How about that?
It's coming in and out of fashion. Take my passion, just don't take my time. It's coming in and out of time, man. Take my time, man. Just don't take my money or my car. Scattered to the windy ashes. I hope it passes, but does not pass me by. They gather up and sell the accent, and just like fashion, it comes in and out of time. We scattered to the windy ashes. I hope it passes, but does not pass me by. They gather up and sell the accent, and just like fashion, it comes in and
Do a geologist do.
Yep. Rocks, and more rocks. Dunno.
Yeah, me either. Shout out to rocks though.
So we're just talking about my little brother, Chris. Shout out to Chris, who's studying to be a geologist. If he's listening right now, he's probably
No, I
not.
like it. You're a pro, an absolute pro. Giving shout outs, I like it.
So I was going to tell a story about Chris. I hope he doesn't mind, because it's a bit of an embarrassing story, but it's hilarious, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
Does Chris have a sense of humour? Chris has a sense of
He
humour.
has a great sense of humour, and he'd like the story. He'd like some laughter to come from this ordeal that he went through. So a bit of a background about my little brother Chris is he's really into bonsaiing plants. He's actually
Shout out to bonsais.
got a lot of help from Nick's dad, Leon.
Shout out to old Leon
The whole
and his
family.
borderline obsession with foot binding.
So anyway, Chris has
Yeah,
been
thanks.
collecting all these plants. He's got hundreds of them in the backyard, and in his spare time was going out to take cuttings from different plants. So one night he was giving himself a haircut. He had a razor that was pretty old, an electric razor, ran out of batteries about halfway through, so he'd managed to shave off half of his beard on one side and half of his head on the other side. So he had a half bald head and a half a shaved beard. The razor ran out of batteries, so what did he do while he was charging it? He went out looking for plants for his bonsais. So he's down around the corner at the local nursery at midnight.
Looking for plants?
Digging up some plants from the garden outside of the nursery, just on the council footpath there. And sure enough, a police car drives past on his way home with all these plants in his bag, and they say, "Oh, what are you doing, you punk?
Doing there, mate?
What's going on with that haircut? What's in the bag?" And he said, "Oh, just some plants." I'm like, "Oh, where did you get them from?" He's like, "Oh, just from the river down the road." So they took him down there. The cops put him in the car and took him down to show us where he dug the plants up. And so he took him on this wild goose chase around a river, because he didn't want to take him back to the nursery. He knew he'd be in trouble there. So he took him on this wild goose chase around the river. And they're like, "Oh, we can't see any holes here. We can't see where you've got them from. Where'd you really get them from?" Getting quite aggressive and threatening to put him in jail and stuff because of his haircut
And his plants.
and his plants. And they were just probably abusing him, like thinking that he's
Some disreputable
disrespectful punk with a half a shaved head. So anyway, he finally took him back to where he did dig them up in the nursery, and they put him in a police cell overnight
for digging up plants.
for digging up plants. The next day they sent round a detective, like a formal detective,
To investigate?
to investigate the plant thief. The
Oh,
detective
God.
came up to our house and was talking to my dad, and he just said, "This is the most ludicrous charge I've ever heard. I don't even know why I'm here." And the detective.
Well, shout out to him. Shout out to the detective.
What a legend. Yeah. So anyway, the detective saw all the bonsais in the backyard and was quite impressed, and said, "Yeah, I can see some receipts, some stickers on some of these pots, so I'll just assume that he's bought them all and was fine." He got a good behaviour bond or something for 6 months from the court.
What was the actual charge? Stealing plants?
Stealing plants, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
From what? The council, I suppose. He's stealing from council? Is that what the idea is?
Yeah, I guess so.
Wild. Who were they? Where was this? This is in Shell
This
Harbour
is
or
down in New
something?
South Wales, yeah, Shell Harbour.
Oak Flats. Dapto.
But it's all the haircut, He had to just finished his haircut.
Profiled.
He
I wonder what
probably
the
would have
cops
been
think of my
fine.
haircut then.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
wonder if I ever look suspicious.
You better not carry any plants in public.
Well, that's
You'll be
it,
in
right?
trouble.
Man, Dapto police need more things to do.
Uh-huh. And
He got arrested for stealing plants. Where'd you get him? The river? That's amazing.
And like, to his defence, he would always go out and find plants that were struggling, in a bad spot or not getting watered or not looked after, and he'd be like, "I can save that plant,
Yeah, I can give it a better
I'll take
life.
It home, I'll put it in a nice bonsai pot.
I'll bind
turn-
its feet,
I'll bind it,
stunt its growth. It'll be better for
teach it to do twirls. What more would a plant want?"
Yeah, right? Who's the bad guy in this scenario? Not me. Giving a second life to struggling curbside plants.
Yep.
Man, does he now rock a nah, it's gone. Anyway,
I think he's since completed his haircut, so he's not.
good. No, actually not good. That sounds like a pretty badass haircut. Maybe I'll rock one next. Was it so it's like all one half's hairy, one other half's shaved?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's a curious way to shave your head. You think you'd do one first, your beard, then your head, or your head, then
Yeah,
your
I
beard.
didn't understand that either.
He's a creative guy, Chris. Creative guy. Just mixing it up, I suppose.
Anyway, last time I was down there, I bought him a razor. Thought it would
Just
keep,
a flat blade.
keep him out of trouble.
Yeah. Man, batteries get you into trouble.
Yeah.
Keep it organic, Chris.
I hope he's listening.
You can always listen back. This is now here forever, or until YouTube, dies an untimely death or something.
I hope he doesn't want to be a politician or something, and someone digs it up in 10 years'
just
time.
yeah, right.
I've smeared his political career.
You had a good behaviour bond back in 2016.
That kind of thing's public record anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, would be. Well, there goes your chances. There goes your hopes, Chris.
Oh, sorry, Chris.
Sorry, man. You have to stick with the rocks. The rocks hold no prejudices.
And looking after rocks and plants, come on, that's a much better job than politics.
Yeah, you don't look after people. People are troublesome.
Yeah, all looking after people. Absolutely.
To say, lightly, put it lightly. Ugh, people. Ugh. Nah, people are right. Some of them anyway. What's better is the brown snake. That's what's better. Look at this, Jeremy. Man, welcome to the golden hour. You're like 13 minutes away from your hour here in the brown snake, and it's turned it on for you.
That's amazing, hey?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice it. It just snuck up on us, didn't it?
It will. It's a as much as the people on it are noisy. Shout out to Coxswains.
You know
the
who
river
you are.
itself can be actually quite stealthy, and it moves beautifully and silently. It's something else, the brown snake. Sometimes I feel rude for talking shit above it every Sunday. It's like, maybe I should give the river a rest. Maybe it doesn't want to hear me jabber on for an hour today.
No, I'm sure the brown snake enjoys it. That's what a river does, right? It babbles.
Totally babbles.
Constantly babbling.
Babbles right now.
I'm surprised the brown snake hasn't burst its bank. There's been that much rain recently, right?
It takes a lot more for the brown snake to become overwhelmed,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
To shed its skin, so to speak.
Yeah, right.
Drop it on the west end.
To drop its guts to be a little more crass. Well, in 2011, apparently it came up fairly high. I think it broke the UQ bank, and it came up fairly high here. But that's consistent rain from like November through to February, where I think February's traditionally the wettest month. But in 2011, it rained from like November through to February.
Yeah,
And
right.
then they released all that water from the dam, and brown snake was like, "Oh man, I gotta vomit. I don't feel too good. I've drank too much," and so it did.
Is that what triggered it? The dam?
In combination with months of rain.
Yeah. Yeah, but still, you would think that they would just
Yeah, well, I'm not so
let
sure.
the dam do its thing, right?
Well, there's been some sort of inquiry, which I don't know the result, but there was an inquiry into whether or not it was a responsible
Yeah.
action to open up Wiveno. Because, people died.
Flooded thousands of houses.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh no, what do we do with 3 months worth of tropical rain? I don't know, let's just let it go into the river, downstream, to where all the people live. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe we'll keep this one quick.
Oh, good long while, and then oh, good long while, man,
think I'm just gonna leave the camera on a most glorious brown snake. Sun is peeling out. For like I might bring it back. I've only got like 7 minutes left in the hour.
Man, that view's a lot more pretty than looking at us and
Yeah,
the
right.
computer equipment. Nice.
Yeah, so I think that's the best way to work at this point. Let the sun break through.
It's quite good that you can be right in the middle of the city and still have a nice bushy outlook over the river.
Man,
Doesn't get much better than this.
it's such a nice hut, like for an introvert like myself. Like I said, like I hide in that seat where you are. Just totally escape the city, rebuild myself, you know. Take some time out from all the people. Shout out to people though, they're alright.
We have been bagging people a lot.
Oh man.
I don't want to give the wrong impression. We don't completely hate all people.
Yeah, I'm not a complete misanthrope. Some people are really lovely and considerate, compassionate. You know, they appreciate that ingrown toenail doesn't require the emergency department, right?
Yeah.
They appreciate that some people don't want to be talked at constantly. Shout out to Brownsnake. They give you a bit of space, a bit of respect. Shout out to those people. They're the ones probably minding their own business right now and not listening to this.
Yeah, well, the brown snake doesn't yell at anyone. Doesn't ask anyone to do anything. Just does its own thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, effectively. Effectively just does its thing.
Never ending. Did you know that once it used to be clear? The brown snake
Yeah, it used to be blue.
A blue snake.
Yeah. Then they
Man,
dredged it.
yeah.
They were dredging somewhere along it, and that's what stirred it up.
Yeah, I think they were thinking maybe it's all the farmland that they developed upstream. So they cut down all the trees and they were filtering out all the silt, and now there's just farmland and cows
Oh, right.
chomping up mud, and it all goes into the river, and now we've just got a brown snake rather than a blue snake.
I like a brown snake.
It's an evolution, isn't it?
It's that. Well, yeah, right. Darwin's theory of rivers. Yeah. I think. Yeah, that's probably a very strong factor in it, isn't it? I mean, the fairies and all that doesn't help.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's definitely not a good time to go swimming in the brown snake. The more rain we get, they do measures of the bacterial load in the river, and it varies depending on rainfall. So if you have lots of rainfall, then you have lots of runoff from the farms, and it runs through all the manure, all the cow pats and the fertilizer, and everything gets washed into the river. And so after a period of heavy rain, you get really high bacterial load
Yeah, right.
in the river. Yeah. So if you're going to go swimming in the brown snake, try and
Do it during a
try and do
drought.
it. Yeah. So we get people coming into ED with ear infections all the time. I went swimming in the Brisbane River. Why? Don't do it.
I just didn't. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It seems counterintuitive that
Yeah, you think it would wash
the rain
it
would
out,
flush
dilute it.
Yeah,
or something.
dilute it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Well, who wants? I guess that's a good thing in that you don't really want to go swimming when it's raining.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Although, like, it was raining like for the past 3 days. There's people out here like on wakeboards and stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously, you've experienced those who just directly go swimming.
Well, those people on wakeboards will be in the ED soon with the ear
I
infection.
don't know, an ear infection. Yeah, right. Bacterial load.
Yeah, I don't think it's only the rain. It's not the only determining factor. I think there's a lot of things, but it's one of them.
Well, yeah, I dip my grimy feet in there, so imagine I'm contributing in some minute way. Go down there and dip my feet in the river, and whatever's on my feet, all those nematodes slide off my feet and go for a bounce along the.
The number one contributing factor, Nick's feet.
Do not go swimming after Nick's been sitting by the river. Filthy, filthy man. Shout out to nematodes though. Gnarly. Absolutely gnarly.
Did you get a nematode?
Nematode is some sort of bacteria. I was once in the supermarket with a friend who was wearing no shoes, and he got pulled aside by some very kind stranger who was like, "You gotta wear shoes, man. Nematodes will get you."
Yeah. No, they're parasites.
Are that what they are?
Yeah, they crawl up your feet. through
Yeah,
your
and burrow
skin.
in or something,
Yeah.
right? We were like, "What? Go away, crazy man." And then we looked up later and was like, "Oh, right. He was looking out for us."
There's actually some of those foot-borne parasites that will burrow through the skin on your feet, travel their way right up through the lymphatics, right up to the heart, and come out through the heart and into the lungs, and then crawl up through the trachea and into the esophagus, so right up your windpipe and then back down, and they live in your gut. That's how they get there, through the foot, all the way up through the heart and the lungs. And then,
Is there not a more direct route?
well, it's kind of going with the flow, you know. That's the way things flow in your body, and they just kind of tag along.
And then just make a shortcut here or there and
Eventually end up where they want to be, just hitching a ride. And the next person, you know, craps out some eggs. Sure enough, sooner or later, there's
someone's swimming in the river and catches another one,
There's
and
another one. Someone steps on it, and there you go. It's a life cycle.
Man.
Scary
Maybe I
stuff,
won't
eh?
eat bull shark then, huh? Who knows what I could contract off a bull shark? Something that's gonna get in my heel, come out my ear, and having bored a hole through my spine
Doesn't
or
it scare
something.
you, putting your feet in the water with the bull sharks?
Well, this was such a minuscule thing to do in the grand scheme of the river. I'm not splashing around either. I'm not drawing attention to myself. It's,
I think you'd be very unlikely to be attacked by a bull shark here.
then I'm a fairly nice guy. I'm sure they can recognise
Yeah.
that and say, that, like,
They live-
Nick's alright.
They live in the Brownsnake. You broadcast on the Brownsnake.
And I shout them out a lot, like on this nonsense. So they probably feel quite flattered, and if they take me away, then I'm gonna. Don't know how forgiving I would be of a bull shark. I might forgive a bull shark eventually and start to shout them out again, but they don't want to shut off their only chance to get shout outs regularly, by chomping off my feet.
Do you think the bull sharks get a shout out every episode?
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close. They are something of like a mythical beast where I'm building them up over time into something even more formidable. We never see them. We don't even really know what they look like or what they're capable of, but we talk about them like they're a very real threat,
Yeah.
right?
It's like Brisbane's version of a drop bear.
The bull
Only
shark.
it's not imaginary.
It's not. Yeah, it's right.
It's real.
It's actually real. But yeah, only that one river cat driver talks of them, the way they jump out of the water. I think that's we've come full circle.
Oh, we have, haven't we?
Yeah, totally. That's a tight hour. Jeremy, thanks for joining me here on the Brownsnake.
No, thanks for having us on the show, Nick. It's been
Man,
great.
absolute pleasure. Let's roll it out.